New tonight, the countdown to Trump's takeover of Chicago. A large-scale operation with ICE and Customs and Border Protection is likely to start within days. The plans include using a military base, a Navy base near the city as a hub for the crackdown. This operation is on top of Trump's threats to set the National Guard to Chicago to address crime. Now, the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, today slamming Trump's anticipated actions.
The intentions here are clear. They want to inflame something. That is what they want. They look at what they did in Los Angeles. Again, people with masks walking around, or showing up, driving up in vans and grabbing people off the streets and throwing them in the back of a van. That's not the United States. Again, it's un-American to do something like that.
Hot front now, the Lieutenant Governor of Illinois, Juliana Stratton. She is also a candidate for the...
See, and you know, I can always find a little bit of common ground, a little bit, not very much, but I don't support wearing a mask as law enforcement. I don't think you should. I don't think that's right. The whole doxing thing, stuff like that, I think is absolute bullshit. Every single police officer, every single law enforcement personnel in the entire nation should show their face. I mean, unless you're doing like the only time that I can see hiding your face is if you're an undercover officer, and for whatever reason you have to be on that set. You have to be during whatever action's being taken. That's the only time, and you should never have to do that. It's never unless you're doing like a particular search warrant and the UC knows about certain things that have happened and they kind of understand that the terrain or whatever, and maybe you absolutely need them. Maybe it's absolutely necessary. You should almost never want that to happen, because then you risk burning him, and the safety is, for that UC is in major jeopardy. I don't agree with law enforcement having masks on. I think that's such a crazy thing to say, and that's one of these things where the right, the MAGA, they shouldn't be down for it either, and using these things, getting doxxed, stuff like that. It's just a bullshit excuse, in my opinion. Sorry. However, on the other side, on the flip side, Illinois is an absolute mess. It's a burning hellhole, right? And the fact that they're going to go there, let me see what she says, but the fact that they're thinking about going there as and using the rights given to them, right? They're going as an immigration operation. There's nothing they can say about that. By the way, please hit the subscribe button if you can. It does me a lot. Small channel, trying to grow. Little click, subscribe. Really quick. Thanks. Let's check out this lady now, see what she has to say.
U.S. Senate there, and born and raised in Chicago. Lieutenant Governor, I appreciate your time. And, our understanding from our reporting here is that this is all going down within days. Is that your understanding? And is there anything at this point you can actually do about it?
Your question is this something that we can see as being productive?
No, is this something you can stop? Is there anything you can do to stop it from happening?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's anything that we can do to stop it from happening. I mean, clearly Donald Trump wants to make this a manufactured crisis. He wants the chaos to come to a city like Chicago and a state like Illinois. What we can do is not...
Okay, so a manufactured crisis. So it's a manufactured crisis that he's bringing immigration enforcement officers into a city and getting illegal immigrants. It seems like, I mean, unless he's rounding up American citizens, which I know a lot of people are saying that that's what he's doing. Seen that yet, but it seems like that's kind of what they do. So it seems like he's just performing a large operation, and you're annoyed by this because you want illegals in your city. I don't know. You tell me. By the way, guys, if you can, drop down in the comments, have a conversation with me. I'll talk back and forth to you. Let me know what you think, what they should do. Maybe there's something they can do. I don't know.
Take the bait, and that's what I've been talking about, and that's what the governor has certainly been talking about. You saw that earlier this week. The governor and I stood with stakeholders from the faith community, the business community, community-based organizations and other elected officials to show unity and strength, that we are saying collectively that we do not want federalized troops here in Illinois. We do not want them to come to our state. There's no emergency. And today I was in Lake County, where the Naval Station Great Lakes, where they're planning to start this immigration enforcement effort, purportedly. We don't have any details directly, but that's what we're hearing. And so we went there and stood with leaders to say we are showing strength and unity, that we don't want this to happen. So
they're not going to give you any details. Why should they give you any details if you're going to try to impede what they're doing? Right? I mean, it's They are in trying to enforce federal laws, right? If I can listen, when it comes down to the National Guard going into cities and stuff like that, I can see where, we shouldn't be cool with that. I can get that. If there's no state of emergency, I've been saying on countless videos that people get what they voted for. That's what they wanted. That's what they get. If they want murders and they want to vote in lefties, who am I? Who am I to tell them they should want any different? I'm going to be moving someplace where I agree more with where everyone's head is at and what they vote for. That's what I'm going to do. I feel sorry for the people that are there and they really don't have much of a way out. But on the whole, that's what they voted for. That's what they get. We should leave them to what they voted for.
I don't know if we can stop them from coming, but what I can say is we are going to speak out. We are going to show our unity, and we're going to make sure that as people of Illinois speak out, they're going to do so peacefully and not with any level of violence, because we know that violence will only hurt the people that we are trying so hard to protect.
So Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, came out today. He had some very strong words for the Chicago mayor, who has also said that he does not want this presence of ICE, Customs, Border Patrol, and the National Guard. Here's what Homan said.
Get out of the way, because we're going to do it. I would think he'd be shoulder to shoulder with us, but it's disgusting that he's not. But we're going to be there anyway. So if you don't want to help, get out of the way. We'll do it.
What do you say to that, Lieutenant Governor?
Well, I mean, he asked the question, do you want to help? And this is not about helping. If the federal government, if Homan or Trump wanted to help, then they would coordinate with the state. We did not ask for their presence.
Yeah, you guys are just allowing illegal immigrants to live there, right? That's the sanctuary city, the sanctuary state, the whole sanctuary idea, right? It's when you back in the olden days when you run into a church, it's a sanctuary, that Quasimodo, if you remember the name of the movie, drop it in the comments because I'm having a brain fart right now. But right, that's a sanctuary, right? You're basically saying we're allowing it to exist here and you can't do anything about it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be calling it a sanctuary. So why would they coordinate with you? They're doing what they can within the law and they're doing their job. They're called, Border Patrol. They're called immigration enforcement. That's the name of the units. That's what they do.
Did not get any information. We did not get any coordination. So what are they helping with? There's no emergency right now. Do you know that the last time that federal troops, or National Guard, quite frankly, were federalized against, for a state and sent to a state was in 1965 when troops were sent by President Lyndon B. Johnson to protect protesters who were marching from Selma to Montgomery. Protesters like my father, Henry, who's now 92 years old, who marched for voting rights. That's how it was used, to protect rights. And now here we are seeing President Trump federalize the National Guard to crush rights.
Okay, that's a different topic. He's not federalizing the National Guard in your city. He's bringing immigration enforcement. You're conflating two things. You are trying to say that what he did in D.C., he's going to do in Chicago. That is not at all what's happening, right? He is doing things that are completely within his right. None of this stuff will be challenged in court because there's nothing to challenge. You have a massive illegal immigrant problem in your cities and in your state, and he's going there to do their job, to fix it. If you wanted to help him out, all you had to do, just like I've also been saying time and time again, if you just gave ICE the information of criminals that were locked up in jails or at the time of arrest, handed them over to the federal government, they probably would just leave you the hell alone. They don't want to expend all these resources going there, looking for people, possibly getting into shootouts, possibly getting into dangerous situations, putting their people at risk. When all they want, essentially, they want criminals. They don't really want the guys putting up drywall, right? Even though, they're going to end up taking those guys too now because you forced their hand and now they have to go in there to get the criminals that you will just hand over when they're in your system. And I've seen it. I see it happen in New York City all the time, right? People get arrested. People get put through the system. They cannot cooperate with ICE. Doesn't matter what the crime is. It could be the most heinous crime known to man, right? Because there's really no cash bail, right? So they're going to get ROR. They're going to get released on their own recognizance, right? So when they get released on their own recognizance, The ICE agent isn't waiting there for them because they have no idea that this person is getting released, and they cannot coordinate with ICE. So if you would just, when these people get locked up, when these people get sentenced, when these people get, when law enforcement gets hands on these people, if they would just ring them up, say, hey guys, we got one. He's not doing the plumbing. He's not washing dishes. He's not putting up drywall. He's robbing people and stuff like that. All right, we'll come scoop him up. Thank you. That's all that needs to happen. Then they won't have to run around doing what they're doing now.
That is not helpful. So we didn't ask for it. We don't want it. The people of Illinois don't, and the people of Chicago don't want this to happen. It's a manufactured crisis. And here's what they want to do.
It's talking point to manufactured crisis. The crisis is the people that you have there that are committing crimes that shouldn't be in the country. That's the crisis. It is a manufactured crisis. You manufactured it. You allow these people to come into your state, to come into your cities, to torment the residents, the legal residents that are there, and you won't get rid of them.
They want to say it's about immigration. They want to come out here and they want to start snatching people off the streets. And any decent human being who has a heart is going to see that, will be upset, and then people will want to, and we encourage people to peacefully protest. But once they get out there and start raising their voices, they want to start saying, oh, look, things are getting out of control and now we need troops.
Because I'm sure you're going to let it get out of control.
That is not the case. And again, I'm urging everyone to make sure we peacefully raise our voices and show our power through our peaceful protest.
Yeah.
So,
Make
you
sure
know,
you
you
say
talk
that very
about how they
carefully.
didn't consult you, they didn't ask, there's no emergency. And I understand all that. That may be why former police superintendent Gary McCarthy this week said he's got reservations about what happened, the National Guard specifically is what he was talking about. But then Lieutenant Governor, he went on to say, I would not look a gift horse in the mouth. I think the deployment of the National Guard in a city like Chicago could help with the smash and grab on Michigan Avenue and places like that. I just wonder in that context, is there any reason to take a deep breath and say, even though the whole way that they went about this is wrong and you don't like it, but to use it for good?
I often have to take a deep breath, even with a question that would even bring up, could this be for good? We are seeing the rise, if not the rise of authoritarianism, we are seeing.
I tell you what, very good. She thought that one through. That's a good question. And let's see how she's starting to dance a little bit. Let's see where it goes.
The classic playbook, a page out of the playbook of authoritarianism. And that's what's happening. It can never be normal that we would walk down the streets. I have a 9-year-old.
Complete deflection, right? Would it be good if, like, I get it, you don't agree with what they're doing, you don't agree with how they're doing, blah, blah, blah. Like, she rattled it off, and she said, but would it be good if they were essentially there to stop bad things from happening? And look at this dance we got going on. We're at a 9-year-old now. Let's see where this train ends.
And it's not normal for my 9-year-old to go to school and to see a tank.
Would it be normal for a 9-year-old to go out of school and see smash and grabs along the parkway? Would it be normal for a 9-year-old to see heroin addicts in the street? Would it be normal for a 9-year-old to see, I think it was last year that there was 64 people shot on a Memorial Day weekend? Would that be normal for a 9-year-old to see? I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you think that would be normal.
Or an armed guard walking down the street. It's not normal for our business owners to try to attract
To be safe and to not be worried about getting robbed? Is that not normal?
business to their restaurants, their cafes, their small businesses, and know that they're going to be guards walking up and down the street potentially.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to hate that. Oh, you believe it? I come into work and I'm not being robbed because there's a freaking guard outside. That sucks.
Armed in full uniforms. It's not normal to know that people are being snatched off the street by masked people.
What people? What people being snatched off the street? You want to tell me what people? Maybe you could tell me in the comments what people? I know what people. She knows what people. But she's just saying people.
Who are putting them into unmarked cars and taking them who knows where, stomping on the Constitution.
Stomping on the Oh my God, she's just doing the best hits, right? It's the greatest of, best of.
Overlooking the rule of law, stomping on due process. That is what's not normal. So if that's the kind of help that they are offering, we don't want it. If they want to help, release the $800 million of violence prevention funding that's owed to the state of Illinois. Make sure people have access to quality health care and housing. Make sure people can put food on their tables and feed their children. If they want to help Illinois, do what they're supposed to do as the federal government and lead.
And give money, just give us money. That's what it's supposed to do.
Not seeing leadership out of Washington. I'm going to lead here in Illinois. Governor Pritzker and so many others are going to lead in Illinois. And the people of Illinois will never roll out the red carpet for a wannabe dictator.
Wow. There you go, guys. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was something else. That was a whole lot of nothing. But it was good. It was a nice little dance. I mean, she went backwards and forwards, up and down, left and right. Pretty much all to say that, they're going to make the streets safer, and we're going to be pretty pissed about it. And they're going to be on the losing side of this issue. They're going to be on the losing side of this issue. Say what you want about Trump. You might think he's dumb, stupid, smart, but whatever. This is an issue where even if he oversteps, the Democrats don't have a leg to stand on, right? The Democrats, they can try to say all they want that they're not for authoritarianism, right? But I mean, all you have to do is just take one page out of COVID, and then you can see, there's nothing there, right? Obviously, they don't give a shit about telling you what to do. So in the end, when the public sees those troops in the street, when the public sees those guards that are going to be traumatizing for children to see that there's people outside that care about them, they're going to prevent somebody from harming them, just standing there. When they see that stuff and they get a sense of, they can take a breath of fresh air. Because I tell you right now, regular people, when they see that guard on the street, when they see that whether it's a National Guard or ICE agent or whoever, if they see somebody standing on the street corner, how are they going to feel? How are they going to feel? You know damn well how they're going to feel. They're going to feel safe. May not be right. May not be the right way to go about it. But at the end of the day, that person's going to feel safe. And then that's going to trickle out throughout the entire society, throughout the entire city, throughout the entire state. It's going to be a winning issue. I don't know how they're going to spin this, right? The only way I could see them spinning this, and she's kind of giving me, I think they were laying the groundwork here. She's laying the groundwork here. The groundwork that's going to be laid here right now. I can, again, this is like, the wheels turning, stuff like that. I can see where they're going with this. They're going to start a riot. That's what they're going to do. They're going to start a riot. She's out there now proclaiming peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. She said it about 10 times. And the whole psyop in my head I just got it. I get it now. They're going to start a riot. They're going to get all the Antifa. They're going to get all the people. They're going to pay everybody they got to pay, Soros, whoever. They're going to bring people there. They're going to start a riot. It's going to be a fucking shit show. And they're going to be able to say, you see what happened? You bring those people here and there's a riot. I really hope they're ready for that. I really hope they're prepared for that. And I hope that they can figure out how to do it in a way that can flip the script, because that's ultimately what's going to happen. Right? They're going to want a showdown. They're going to want to see, that it's like the antagonist, right? They're going to want someone to antagonize them and get into the cop's face, spit at them so that he can knock them the F out. All out brawl breaks out, and then they can say, you see, this is what Trump is doing. He's stepping on the necks of these poor people. I really hope they're prepared for that. I hope they're ready for that. Hit me up in the comments if you think that I'm right, because now that I'm seeing this going on, that's what I think is ultimately going to happen. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. 6283 Talk on the X if you want to hit me up over there. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please hit the subscribe button. I'm John Soto, and I will see you again on the next video. Take care.